I'm a bit concerned about my future. Give us a kiss.
Okay.
That was pathetic.
So who else is here?
I am the Master.
Oh, look, it's the war one.
Ah, my future! How disappointing! I always dress for the occasion.
Well,
He doesn't talk much, does he? No. See? Oh, my dear future selves, you have been naive.
this meeting is coincidental. It must be part of an elaborate plot. Time is of the essence.
For what?
I don't know. I do the original. We are all here because, as you said, it is all part of an elaborate plot.
By who?
Our first self.
Oh, my dear fellow masters, we have been naive.
Oh dear me, my other selves, will we never learn? We are all here today to have a multi-master adventure.
Now this is a cause we can all get behind.
To the Mondasian Cybermen.
I can't decide whether you should live or die, or you'll probably go to heaven. Please don't hang your head and cry.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and welcome to my review of Well Enough in Time, the 11th and penultimate episode of Doctor Who Series 10. Yes, I got it right. So, yes, the penultimate episode of Series 10 of Doctor Who, and oh my goodness, this is such a brilliant episode. The tension is great. The build-up is great. Granted, we knew who the villains were going to be already because of the press releases and the trailers. So we already knew it was going to be the Cybermen, the Mondasian Cybermen to be precise. We knew it was going to be about them being created. Even if you don't read the reports, you would have the news reports. You would have seen them in the trailers. But the way that it was handled, building up to them, as well as being hinted anyway, like in Dark Water, that was. It was pretty great that they were just hinting. They kept hinting it was going to be the Cybermen without actually revealing it early on, despite everybody knowing it was going to be the Mondasian Cybermen, or in Dark Water's case, the Cybermen. The only characters that don't know it are the characters on... Well, actually the only people who don't know it are the characters on screen, apart from the ones that do know. So when the Doctor, Bill, Nardole, etc. see them, they're like... shocked, and the Doctor's like, it's a Mondasian Cyberman. So yeah, despite knowing about the Cybermen, it was just great seeing the tension build and the story up that Bill had to go on and the Doctor had to go on, and just bit by bit Bill was becoming a Cyberman. Well, she had the chest bit and she got shot, and then they upgraded her fully towards the end. Apparently, we'll see next week, but the cliffhanger is Bill is now a Cyberman. And the same can be said with the Master. John Simm's Master coming back. We already knew it was going to be he was going to be in the series, and we knew he was going to be in the finale, or at least we thought he would be in the finale. He wasn't in any other episodes, so it had to be here, and he was in the trailer as well. I think the BBC trailer showed clips from episode 12 as well as episode 11, otherwise those scenes were cut. This isn't new. Dark Water, Death in Heaven and Army of Ghosts Doomsday had clips from their two episodes in the coming soon. Sorry, not coming soon. The next time trailers from Fear Her and Forest of the Night. Army costumes doing Fear Her and for Dark Water, Death and Heaven in the Forest of the Night. And I think all the clips for the one from Eaters of Light for Death and Heaven, were for World Enough in Time, but the BBC trailer had some clips for from The Doctor Falls from World Enough in Time. That's all they were deleted scenes, like the Missy and the Master dancing. But I think they're going to be next week's episode. But yeah, as the reports were all over were across the news and in the trailers, it wasn't really a surprise that John Sim was in the episode. What was quite clever, however, was that they still built up his reveal. He was in disguise, like he was in the Roger Delgado and Anthony Ainley stories. The Master would wear a disguise, more so in the Ainley era when he wore a mask. In the not Ainley, in the Delgado era, in the Ainley era, he kind of did, and other times just made his face a bit different. In this one, it kind of mixes up the two. Looks like he's put some prosthetics on, and that's what the actor actually did, and then it reveals it's a mask. So, yeah. So, for prosthetics-wise, he was putting it on, but in the story, it was a mask. So, it kind of mixed up the two, the Delgado and Ainley ones. Yeah, they built it up pretty well. I wasn't completely certain. My mum thought it was the Master, and she was like, it's the Master. And yeah, we was like anticipating his reveal, but they did it such a clever way that some people might not have guessed or known until he actually took off his mask or started talking to Missy. And yeah, it's great to see the two Masters finally come together. And has Missy turned back to the dark side, or has started being evil again? Possibly. They said that she was going to be evil again. So maybe next week is it. She looks pretty happy with herself and her former self for the final few minutes. So, yeah, we'll see. Michelle Gomez and John Sim do great performances as Missy and the Master, respectively. I liked how Missy was trying to be good, but just not being very good at presenting it. And, yeah. And at the start, and then later on she started to just be there, and then the Master turned up and was like, oh, hello. Also, she found Mondas, which is where the ship came from. The blue guy was just there so they had someone to shoot Bill and the Doctor to do a John Pertwee style Kinedo karate, Venetian karate. No, that's this. He flipped him over. He did a John Pertwee style flip over the shoulders fight style. Nardole is there for now, but I'm sure he's going to be a bit more of a big help later. And he provides some comic relief as does Bill. There's quite a few funny moments across the episode, particularly at the start before it gets dark. The patients, who are the unconverted Cybermen, or the partly converted Cybermen I should say, are creepy, as are the doctor and the nurse at the hospital. The nurse not so creepy actually. No, she's just there, she's a bit bossy. She's kind of like the matron in control, maybe that's what she is, she's matron. But the doctor who operates on them is just creepy. Yeah, it's quite a creepy episode, and could be disturbing for younger viewers, with the guy going pain, 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 so on and so on. I expect this one's going to be a 12 rated one, which would make series 10, unless there's more for 9, because I counted them in my head earlier. But if there's more in 10, this is likely to be a 12 rated episode. So series 10 could be the most wave 12 numbered 12 rated episode. I think series 9 had 8 of its 12 episodes. No, 7 of its 12 episodes plus one of the Christmas specials. So 8 out of 14 on the DVD and Blu-ray. So this one we've had. I'm not sure about part 2 of the series, but 3 episodes plus the Christmas special of the first half are 12. So that's 4 out of 7, and I expect episode 7, 8, and this one, maybe next week also 12. So what's that? That's 4. That's about 7. That's nearly as many. I don't know what it is. I guess I don't know. I think Knock Knocking could have been a PG, maybe Oxygen as well. Not Oxygen, Extremis Oxygen, I can see is 12. Anyways, yeah, this one's really good. It's mostly the suspense, the writing is suspense, also the idea about the time shift is pretty good, and the spaceship's great, you've got the community, technically, and yeah, it's a really good episode. Yeah, this is a really, really good episode. Could it have been better? No. I don't think so. I think it's pretty well on its own. I think there wouldn't... Maybe if you took out the blue guy... Well, actually, no. It's because of him that the story exists. I don't know. Maybe it could have been anybody that shot Bill. They're just there. Maybe they could have had a bigger importance later on in the story, not just at the start. Maybe we'll see them later on in next week's. Oh, yeah, that was World Enough in Time. Oh, and they stole the title from a River Song Big Finish audio. Same with Thin Ice. It was taken from a originally planned season 27 story with Sylvester McCoy that was then adapted into a lost or unmade classics story by Big Finish, also starring Sylvester McCoy, and now it's been used for Series 10, so they nicked that, and now they nicked World Enough in Time again from Big Finish, and also Spare Parts, a Big Finish story, technically is the genesis of the Cybermen, at least on Mondas. I haven't heard it yet, but I've heard it's really good and a lot of people liked it. And this story is technically also Genesis of the Cybermen, or at least on the spaceship. I'm guessing that Spare Parts is Genesis of the Cybermen on Mondas, and World Enough in Time is Genesis of the Cybermen, or following Genesis of the Cybermen on the spaceship. Maybe this is a follow-up to Spare Parts. I did fear it was somewhere between there and the 10th Planet where they make their first appearance. And I think this is the chronology. It's definitely before the 10th Planet. I think this lot have left Mondas, but someone had a similar idea to the guys on Mondas, or went on the spaceship after developing the idea, and they decide to sort it out on the spaceship. Maybe it's already started on the planet. So I would say Spare Parts is canon, and it comes first, then this and the Doctor Falls, then the 10th Planet, and we'll see what happens next weekend in the Christmas special. And then Attack of the Cybermen, they try to stop Mondas from being blown up in the 10th Planet, so that puts it back here. So after this one, but before 10th Planet, so yeah. Attack of the Cybermen is one of my favourites. So yeah, that's not Doctor Falls, that's next week. That's World Enough in Time. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yes, because it's pretty much brilliantly paced, brilliantly suspenseful, so it's really enjoyable. It's got a couple of laugh moments, even though it's a pretty sort of disturbing, kind of creepy. It's not really supposed to be a comedic episode. It's quite a dark one, and yet it does have its comedic moments, especially at the start. There are kind of jokes or funny moments throughout. Not really much at the end, although it is a joy seeing the Master and Missy interact with each other, and later reveal with the Doctor that the Master, the John Sim Master, is still around, and who knows, we might be seeing another Master. There's rumours that Roger Delgado's stand-in was down there going to CG his face, but then again there was rumoured Matt Smith was going to turn up. There was rumoured that David Bradley's going to be the first Doctor, probably in the Christmas special or in next week's episode. I think that the most likely of those three is probably the David Bradley turns up in the Christmas special as the first Doctor. And I would say Matt Smith's the least likely, putting Delgado standing in the middle. So yeah, it's still a great concept. Multi-Doctor, multi-Master story. That could be the 60th anniversary special in a few years, or maybe the 15th for the new series in 2020, or maybe just make it happen sometime in the future, maybe a Christmas special, or next year's finale. It's just something to consider for the future. Maybe Big Finish will do something. They'd probably do it first. Anyway, they'll probably get to it first, then the TV series. They probably already have. Actually, they have. They did the Master Trilogy. And the third one of that had 2 Masters pop up to fight the 7th Doctor. They fought, well, they haven't done multi-Doctor versus multi-Master, but they probably will do it. Both the TV show and the audience will probably do it. I expect the books have done it. If not, they will do it at some point. Someone will do it. So yeah, that was World Enough in Time. That was a fantastic episode, really well paced. Looking forward to next week's The Doctor Falls. I expect it's probably going to be the best finale for a long time, but then again, might not be, so we'll see. But high hopes and expectations are actually higher than before. They're higher than before. I wouldn't say high, but they're higher than before. So yeah, thank you for watching. Tune in next time for The Doctor Falls. And I just have a quick check of my times. Okay. Oh, one more thing. The King Charles III review might be a bit delayed because I can't actually get to watch it at the moment because the YouView box kind of playing up at the moment. But I will try and get to watch it, and I will review it when I can. Okay, I also like to thank Ollie Pajak and Matthew Moore for appearing in the sketches for this review. Thank you guys. Check out the channels, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.